Hey everyone, I'm Coach Jill Ortiz, Independent Team Beachbody Coach, and welcome to my crash course on clean eating. We're going to talk about what is clean eating and why do we do it. So I'm doing this because I'm running a 5-day clean eating challenge next week, and you're welcome to join us. You're always welcome to join, and I wanted to just teach my teammates, my challengers, what we're in this for. Why are you even doing clean eating? So I'm going to share my little presentation that I put together, and I just want to make sure that you can see. So just hang in there with me. I want to make sure you can see my screen. All right, just give it 1 second so I can get over here to my presentation. Make sure you can see what I'm looking at. Yep. Now I might check one more time once I get to the next slide. So welcome to my clean eating crash course. I'm Coach Jill Ortiz, and if you want to learn anything about, recipes and tips and fitness and my blog posts and all that cool stuff, you can head over to my website, westchesternyhealthcoach.com. I also have information on becoming a Team Beachbody health coach if you'd like. But tonight we're just going to talk about what is clean eating and why are we committing to it. So let me just make sure that you can see my next slide. Yep, looks like you can. Okay, so the concept of clean eating, it's all about being mindful of what we're fueling our bodies with. It's just like our cars. You're not putting junky gas and junky oil in your car. You want it to run nicely, so you give it good oil, you give it good gas, you give it an oil change, sometimes not on time, but you get it done. So it's the same thing with fueling your body. You want to put the good stuff in there. You don't want to put junk in your body. You want to give it the good fuel, the whole foods. So about eating, clean, it's all about eating whole, real foods that are unprocessed or minimally processed and minimally refined and as close to their natural state as possible. So what counts as processed? Anything that has additives in it, like salt or sugar or fat, preservatives that keep it on the shelf longer, anything that's an enriching vitamin, you'll see the word enriched, and enriched sounds like something good, but it's not. It's additives, it's fake stuff, it's stuff that doesn't naturally occur in your foods. The same next is changing the form of your natural food. For instance, removing the bran and the germ from whole grains, which sometimes they do that a lot for breads and crackers and all that stuff. They're taking out the nutrition from the grains when they're making these products. Also, if you're taking, let's say, a fresh fruit like apples and making it into applesauce, that heating and processing and creating the sauce and putting it in a jar and making it so that it can stay for, I don't know, a year, that's all processing. It's changing the form and it's stripping out the nutrients. And then lastly is anything with manufactured ingredients, things that they're making in a lab and adding to your foods, things that you can't pronounce. I'm sure you've read a label and seen some things that you cannot pronounce on there. So let's go to the next slide. Is processing always bad? Is processed food always bad for you? No. Some foods have to be processed for safety. For instance, milk. We have to pasteurize our milk. We have other foods that processing removes the bacteria and toxins to make it safe for us to eat. And it also allows us to ingest more nutrients in smaller quantities. The perfect example is Shakeology. There's 70 superfoods in Shakeology. It's all plants and berries and good stuff, but you're not spending the whole day, putting all this spinach and berries and stuff into the blender and trying to blend it down. They give it to you in a powder format. They've already done that processing for you so that you can easily mix up your shake and get all of that nutrition into that one shake for less than $4 for, instead of spending $40 on the ingredients for that one shake, and instead of eating 1,500 calories worth of, spinach and kale and berries and all that stuff, you're only getting, 140 calories. So in that sense, the processing is good. You're still getting all that nutrition that you need without the cost and the calories. So what you do want to avoid is anything that's ultra processed. I'm sure you've heard the word or the acronym GMO before. Genetically modified organisms. These are things that are grown and they're modified so that they're not in their natural state. When you go to the store and you see some organic fruits and maybe they have some bruises and maybe they don't stay fresh as long as some other ones do, that's because they have additives to them. That's because they've been grown and modified, and or they haven't been. And then you see these ones that have been grown and modified, and like a strawberry that looks gorgeous and it's much more brighter red and it stays for a lot longer than the organic ones. These things are not good for you. They have added chemicals in there. So then the more processing also leads to stripping of the nutrients. The more things are cooked down. So, you don't want things that, that are completely processed, that have additives, that will overstimulate the production of dopamine, like, chips and these cereals, sugary cereals, all this stuff. It's got all these additives they taste amazing, but they're also leading to you craving more because they overstimulate the production of dopamine in your system, and that's kind of like the pleasure neurotransmitter, which it's telling your body that you need more. So it's almost causing your addictions to more and more of these foods that are not going to be good for you. So what are the perks of clean eating? First of all, studies have shown that diets high in fruits and veggies can curb or prevent high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. And it's also going to help you with weight management. You can eat so much more food when you're eating clean foods. They have less calories, they have more nutrition. So, people in my office, they see me eating all the time and they'll say, how is it that you're so thin when you are eating all day long? Well, it's because I'm eating whole foods that have tons of nutrients, are good for me, and that my body knows how to digest. So speaking of that, another perk is that good whole foods are gonna make you feel amazing. They help your inner organs function better. They'll help your digestion. They're gonna help you feel energized. You feel great when you eat healthy. And the same thing is that you're gonna look healthy on the outside. Since I started drinking Shakeology almost a year ago now, my hair is growing longer, my nails are stronger, my skin is looking great. People are noticing that I have more energy, I don't look tired. And then on the flip side, if you go to McDonald's and you start shoving down hamburgers and French fries, you're not going to look amazing. You're not going to feel amazing. You're going to feel sluggish. Your digestion might get all screwy on you. You're not going to feel energized. You're going to feel the effects of that eating. So what are some unprocessed foods? Fresh fruits and vegetables, dried legumes, nuts, farm fresh eggs. And what are some foods that are minimally processed? Frozen fruits and vegetables, which are fantastic because they're actually flash frozen right from the crops. So they maintain all those nutrients right from the fields into the freezer and into your home where you're defrosting them. Unrefined grains, those are like your whole wheat pastas and your whole wheat breads. Popcorn, steel cut oats where they still have maintained the whole oat, quinoa, brown rice, unprocessed meat, which, a little side note, you definitely always want to go for wild over pastured, so the wild meats and fishes. And you always want to go for pastured over grain-fed. It's better, you'll see it says grass-fed. That's what you're looking for over the grain-fed. Hormone-free dairy, especially if your kids are drinking a ton of milk, like my kids, they drink milk all day long, and oils. Those are all minimally processed foods. So how to shop clean? Here's the trick. You want to stay on the perimeter of your grocery store. So you go in and you see the produce and the dairy, and you've got the butcher and the fish, and all that good stuff. It's all on the outside. On the inside aisles, as you go up and down, that's all processed stuff. It comes in a box. It's got preservatives to keep it on the shelves longer. You definitely want to stick to those things on the perimeter. And when you're looking through the aisles, you want to look at the labels. They should be short. All the ingredients should be recognizable. You should be avoiding additives and ingredients that you can't pronounce, and things like artificial colorings and artificial flavorings. And so let's talk a little bit about portion control. Just because you're eating clean doesn't give you free rein to eat endless quantities. They may be healthy foods, but they still have calories. It's important to recognize the proper proportions and know the amount of calories that you're intaking each day. You want to make sure that your food groups are balanced based on your goals, and that your total calorie intake is in line with what your goals are. If you want to be losing weight, you're going to have to eat at a calorie deficit, which means that you're eating less than you're burning. If you want to be gaining muscle, you have to get more in there, more fats, more proteins, so that your body can build that muscle, which will help you burn that fat as well. So if you need help, reach out. I'd love to help you get started with a meal plan, help you with your portion control eating, and help you figure out, how much of everything you should be eating. You can see in my picture here, these are the portion control containers that I've been using for my nutrition system for the last year or so. And I mean, they've helped me stay on track with my nutrition, and I feel great. I feel energized throughout the day. I never feel stuffed, and my weight loss has been just amazing. So, I put my fruits in my purple container, my veggies in the green one, my proteins in the red one. I'm missing the yellow one there in the picture, but that's for carbs. The blue one is for my healthy fats, and my orange one there at the top is for my seeds and dressings. So I know how many containers I get per food group each day. I know what I can put in the containers. I fill them up, I eat them, and that's it. It's so simple, and it helps me stay on track. So then if you want some clean eating recipes, I've got them everywhere. So my favorite recipes, my dinners, my quick dinners. I work full time. I've got kids. I've got a husband. I got to get dinner on the table real quick every night before everyone goes crazy. And so I put all my favorite recipes up on my website, westchesternyhealthcoach.com. You can always join my Facebook Crockpot Clean Eating group with all my favorite slow cooking recipes. I love throwing ingredients in the crock pot, letting it go, and then going and playing with the kids, doing the things I need to do, and coming back and having a great meal with lots of leftovers for the week. It makes for great grab and go meals, all very healthy recipes that I post, and I'll post that link to the group in the comment section of this video. And then finally, something that I just created is my Healthy Game Day Super Bowl e-cookbook with great healthy appetizer ideas that you can put out at your Super Bowl party or your Sunday football days, or even any other party that you throw. Your guests are going to feel great. You're going to feel great. You're not going to feel like you were eating a bunch of junk all day, and you can still enjoy that social scene. So I really hope that you enjoy all these recipes, that you've enjoyed this webinar here. I'm going to come back so I can sign off. So thank you so much for joining. I hope you learned something. Of course, you can reach out to me anytime. I'd love to help you get started with your nutrition, with your clean eating, have you in one of my groups so that we can get you on the right track. If you need to reach me, my website, again, is westchesternyhealthcoach.com. You can find me on Facebook, Westchester NY Health Coach, or you can friend me, Jill Sokolov Ortiz, and I'd love to be your friend and help you get started on your journey. So take care, everyone. I will see you soon.